Hello and welcome to Recess with PunkinFutz. I am your host, Miss Rebecca, and today I am joined by Miss Echo. Hi, Miss Echo.
Hi.
So before we get started, we would like to thank all of the essential workers out there, everybody that is working and making this possible for us to stay safe. So thank you, essential workers. We could not be here without you. And Echo, do you want to join me in thanking all the grown-ups out there?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool. So all those kiddos out there that have a grown-up, look over, up, down, wherever your grown-up is, we're going to say thank you, grown-ups, on the count of 3. Are you ready? You ready, Echo?
I'm ready.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Thank you,
Thank you,
grown-ups.
grown-ups.
Very good job, guys. All right. So, Ms. Echo, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? Today, we are imagining characters with you. So what does this mean? And, why do we have you here?
All right, so hey kids, my name is Miss Echo. I'm an illustrator based here in New York City. I usually illustrate for kids just like you to tell stories and to educate and to just have fun. So in school, I studied environmental justice, which means protecting our world and protecting humans that live on the world at the same time. And a way that I like to use my art is to communicate environmental justice themes. So teaching kids about climate change, about global warming, and how we can work together to stop that. So I think imagining characters is a very important part of putting out art because we all have a little world inside of our head, right? Everyone has a unique world that we imagine. And when we draw, we're able to communicate that imaginative world to other people, and they can see how you think about things, how you communicate, how you express joy, emotions, happiness, sadness, confusion, and how you think about the world, which makes it extra special. So that's what imagining characters looks like for me.
I love that message. That's so important, especially in today's world where we're just kind of staying home. I think it's important to have that imaginary life going on and to express it, which I think brings us to our next point. We've got a word of the day. Do you want to introduce our word of the day and say a little bit about it?
Sure. So the word of the day is creativity. So creativity, if you don't know, it means using what's in your head. So all of your imagination, all the little bits and bobs, colorful pieces, words, the shapes, characters in your head, and putting them out into the world and expressing yourself. So usually creativity is talking about art. So it's expressing the world inside your head onto paper, onto a canvas. Maybe you like to build things, but it can also mean writing, it can mean dancing, it can mean singing, or whatever your creative medium is. So the word of the day is creativity, and that's going to be very central to what we're doing today on this live.
I love that, Echo. That's great. I personally love being creative, and I know that it has been kind of stifling having to be inside and not really do a lot. So I'm really glad that you're here and you're going to teach us a little bit more about how to be creative in illustration-wise, or how to put those mind little characters out into the world. So I'm excited for this recess, and we have PunkinFutz over here saying that sustainability is so important, and I think, Echo, I did not know that about you actually, that you studied that in college. So that's really cool, and thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So please question us. Do whatever you'd like to do. Ask questions. And draw along with us. We've got a lot of really cool people out there, and I think it would be great to draw along with us. So PunkinFutz says, Echo is such a cool name. Is there a history behind it? I was wondering the same thing.
Yeah, there is a history behind it. So I'm actually named after my mom's favorite author. So my mom loved reading growing up, and there's this famous author in Taiwan. Her name is San Mao, but her English name is Echo Chen. which is actually my entire name.
Yeah.
So my dad's last name is Chen. My mom's is obviously not Chen. And when they got married, my mom saw my dad's last name and she's like, wow, that is perfect. You know, our first child is going to have the name of my favorite author. And the name is very special to me because she was so creative in her writing and just built all of these beautiful worlds that people could step into when they open their book.
That's really cool. It's just like what you do. That's amazing. It's like you're living your namesake.
Yeah.
Your mom must be very proud.
I hope she is.
All right. So without further ado, I'm gonna leave it over to you. I'm gonna toss it over to you. So so happy drawing, and we'll see you soon.
Awesome. Thanks, Miss Rebecca. All right, hey kids. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about how to draw characters, characters from our brain, and put them on the paper or on your screen. We're going to be talking about how to make them expressive, let them have different emotions, and how we can build a world from your mind and your imagination down to paper so that you can show everybody else and bring them into a little bit of your world. So as you know, on PunkinFutz, we have a lot of different characters that symbolize different things. So today I'm going to be starting off with Montapus and adding a little bit of my own creativity to him. So if you're joining along with me drawing, now is the time where you can pick up a piece of paper, some crayons, some markers, anything you like, whatever your favorite thing to draw with is. I'm going to be drawing on my iPad. So it's going to be right here. I'm drawing down here, but I'll show you guys after every step so you can follow along. Okay, so I'm pulling up a photo of Octopus. See that they start off with a round blue circle. So I'm going to start off with that as well. I'm picking, even though I'm basing it off of a character that already exists, I am making some modifications so that he matches what I imagine him to be like in my head. So my favorite color, blue, is a little bit closer to green. It's a little bit of an aqua color. So I've drawn him in this teal color. So when you're following along, you can choose a character that already exists and imagine what they would be like if you came up with that character. Or if you're feeling extra creative, you can just come up with one all on your own. So I'm drawing in my blue circle, and they also have a little X across the face this way. So I'll be drawing that in pink. Even though their X is in white on the screen, I think that if I came up with this character, I would draw her in pink. So just filling that in there. So right now, my character looks a little bit like this. So next, we're going to put in the legs. So Montapus has 4 legs dangling down. They're green, and they're a little bit of a long oval shape. I think that I'm going to let my version of Montapus dance a little bit. So I'm going to make her legs wavy. And I am going to stick with the green color that we have with PunkinFutz. Yeah, I can't wait to see all of your drawings. If you're drawing along with me, feel free to share what modifications that you are making to your character or something special about the character that you're drawing. Okay. Perfect. So right now I've got the body, the head, and the legs. So I've drawn her with some squiggly legs so that she can dance and move and just have fun. And now she also has arms. So Montapus has arms that go like this. They stick out of the side of her body. So I'm going to keep with the trend of drawing with the color that's on the website. But I'm going to make her arms wavy like the legs so that they match up. And give her some fingers. Okay, perfect. So now she's having fun. She can dance on the dance floor. When I hear my favorite song, this is kind of what I look like. I'm just waving out like this. So I'm just putting a little bit of my own personality into my character, which is something that you guys can do too. Thank you, Robin. I love the squiggly legs and movement. I feel like it adds just a little bit more personality to the character. So now we're moving on to the face. So the face has 3 components. So it has the eyes, Montapus has the nostrils, and she has a mouth. I think I'm gonna add some eyebrows too, so that she can have a little bit more expression. So when we're angry, our eyebrows go down, and then when we're scared, they go up, right? So when we add eyebrows, we can allow our characters to have a little bit more emotion and tell more of a story. So I think my Montapus is feeling pretty happy today. So I'm going to leave the eyes open wide and the eyebrows just above the eyes. So drawing them in here. And there's a lot of different ways that you can draw eyes. So do whatever feels best for you. I usually use a white circle, and then on the inside, I'll draw the pupil. So you know how our eyes are white on the outside, and then we each have different eye colors. So my eyes are brown, they're really dark. But some of my friends have blue eyes or green eyes or lighter brown eyes. And then some of them might use contacts to switch up their eye color. So you don't have to stay inside the box. The eyes can be any color you want, and they can also be whatever combination of colors you want. So if you want to have a rainbow eyeball, this is your time. You should just put it out there because this character is all your own. So I'm gonna give my Montapus green eyes, and I'm just gonna put her eyebrows right above the eyes, like so. So she looks like this so far. And now I'm going to add in the nose and the mouth. So I'm thinking that since she's dancing, she's gonna have a really wide smile, right? So if yours is dancing too, maybe you wanna have a wide smile as well. Maybe she's thinking, so maybe she's looking up and has her mouth kind of like this. Or maybe she's laughing, her mouth is open wide, whatever you imagine your Montapus doing. So I'm putting in the mouth right now. And I think I'm gonna have her smile. So I'm gonna add in some teeth. So right now, mine is looking like this. So that's all the pieces of Montapus that we see off of our original character. But since we're imagining characters out of our head, we now have the opportunity to get creative and add things to our original character. So you can add things like clothes, maybe a fun hat. You can add some gloves, some shoes. Maybe your character has something special, like they're a cowboy or an astronaut or a doctor, whatever they want. And you can think about things that you want to add to your character that tell a story about who they are. So if I was an astronaut and I wanted everybody to know that I was an astronaut, maybe I would have my character have a little badge. Or if I was an artist and I really wanted people to know that my character is an artist without asking, maybe I would have my character hold a paintbrush or have some paint splatters all over herself. So I'm thinking that my character is a little bit of an artist, just like me. So I'm going to give her paint splashes, and I'm going to have her hold a little paintbrush. And then maybe we'll add a beret in there, just on top. So I'm going to add a little paint splashes to show that she's an artist, but she's not afraid to get a little messy. She likes to play around and experiment with different things. So I'm gonna add a little paint splash there. And I think I'm gonna add it in a few different colors because she likes to experiment with all different mediums. So I added my paint splashes in to add a little bit more of a unique touch to her. And then I'm gonna add in a paintbrush so that people know that she's an artist. So she's out here dancing with her paintbrush. If you're drawing a lot, I'd love to hear what your characters are doing as well. So I add a little paintbrush, and I'm adding some paint splashes off of the paintbrush to show movement. And now I'm gonna give her a little hat. So when you're drawing your imagination, there's nothing that is off limits. So if you think of something and you're like, your brain says, oh no, that's too weird, I can't draw that. Or, oh no, like I've never seen that in real life, like I can't draw that. I would say, because this is your imagination in your world, anything is possible. So whatever cool, fun, funky, experimental, crazy, creative thing that you can think of, you can put it down on paper too. Because that way we can open up other people's imaginations as well and create worlds that other people might not have thought of, or concepts that people might not be familiar with. Hey, Shanique. Shanique says, if I could draw, my character would be holding up a Pan-African flag to celebrate Juneteenth. I love that, Shanique. I love that we can use our drawings to not only celebrate holidays that are important to us, to this country, communicate parts of who we are. So if you don't know what Juneteenth is, today is Juneteenth, so it's June 19th, and it's not really something that I learned about when I was in school, but I hope that you guys are learning about it in school now. So when we usually think of the Day of Independence, we think of July 4th, or at least I used to think of July 4th when I was growing up. But the true Day of Independence is Juneteenth, which is June 19th, because that was when the last state, Texas was the last state to find out after President Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation that freed all of the slaves in the US. Texas was the last state to find out. And Juneteenth, June 19th, marks the day that the last slave in the US found out that they were freed. And it's important that we celebrate Juneteenth as the true day of independence, because we're not free unless everybody is free, right? Like if I was free and my friend wasn't free, that wouldn't mean that the entire United States was free, right? And that's kind of what July 4th is. It's only celebrating part of the US being free. But when we celebrate Juneteenth, we're celebrating everybody being free. So that's a little bit of history trivia for you. And since there's still about 8 hours left in the day, at least here in New York, if you didn't know that today was Juneteenth, you can now go out and celebrate and learn a little bit more. So if you just Google Juneteenth, you'll be able to find some resources. And if anybody has any resources for kiddos that explain Juneteenth and a little bit of the history behind it, feel free to drop it in the chat. So now I'm just finishing up putting the hat on my little character. And I'll be ready to show you guys in just a second. Perfect. So here is my version of Montapus. So she's an artist. She likes to dance. She has those squiggly legs. She likes to have fun, so she's not afraid to get a little bit of paint on herself. And in that way, she inspires people around her to not take themselves so seriously as well. And I would love to hear the story behind all the characters that you guys are drawing. And maybe if you wanted to I don't know if you can send in photos in the comments, but if you can, I would love to see that as well. So here it is closer. She's super cute. I love her. I think it's always beautiful when we're able to draw what's in our head and share it with the world, because we all have such beautiful and unique perspectives. And yes, if you're looking for more resources on Juneteenth and also the history of the US and certain structures that are perpetuated throughout society, Shanique dropped a great link in the comments here. It's the Conscious Kid. They have a lot of very kid-friendly explanations for some of the different historical components behind the country that we live in. And I would definitely recommend checking that out and learning more, especially today. So now that I have my Montapus, I'll show you a little bit. I talked a little bit about different expressions. So I'm going to show you a little bit about how you can use the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and the eyebrows to change how your character feels to portray what you're feeling. So I'm going to start off. If there are any emotions that you want me to make Montapus feel, you can drop them in the comments and I'll show you how to create that kind of feeling on your character. So something easy is using the mouth. So right now my Montapus is smiling, but if she was feeling a little nervous, I could change her mouth to be a little wavy. So that she looks like she's like, oh, like, I don't know, I'm kind of nervous. So I'm going to use a wavy line to express that. And I'm also going to raise her eyebrows up, because usually when I'm nervous, I'm kind of looking around, I don't know what's going on, and my eyebrows just immediately shoot up. I don't know if that happens to anybody else. So here is my nervous Montapus. Our mouth really good. He is nervous, but I imagine that her mouth would kind of go like this. If someone spilled a bunch of paint all over her floor, or someone told her that there's a painting that she needed to deliver, but it's due in 5 minutes and she hasn't even started yet. So this is what I feel like she would look like if she was nervous. And now I'm imagining what she would look like if she was really content. Like on the perfect summer day, I think the perfect summer day for me is 75 degrees outside, there's clouds, the sky is blue, the sun is shining, and I'm laying under my favorite tree, maybe out in the park, maybe it's your favorite tree in your backyard, or if you're in the city like me, maybe at Prospect Park, somewhere with a little shade, but you can still enjoy the beautiful weather. So I think her eyes are going to be a little closed. And her mouth will be smiling. And she'll really just be enjoying the day. So here's my Montapus just enjoying the beautiful day outside. She is super peaceful, and she's just enjoying the nice sunshine, not worrying about anything, and maybe dreaming about the next thing that she's going to create. And I think we're almost out of time, but I can do one more expression for you. So maybe we'll do like surprised. So I'm going to give her wide eyes, because when I'm surprised, I'm like, oh, like I can't close my mouth. I'm just like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Thank you, Lisa. A beret is one of my favorite hats. I have pretty big hair, so berets don't really look good on me, but they look really great on my mom. So I grew up watching her wear them. And oh, Shanique, I feel you. I also have a big head in general, so hats don't really look great on me, but my mom loves berets. She looks great in them. So I always try to incorporate them into my characters since I love my mom and I want to honor her in the work that I do. So now I'm going to do Montapus surprised. I'm going to go back to the round eyes that I had before. Gonna bring her eyebrows like way up, like when you're super, super surprised and you had no idea what was happening. Maybe your sibling surprised you with saving you your favorite, a slice of your favorite cake, or your parents said, oh, we're like going out for a picnic today in the park. Or maybe there was a snow day and you got to take a day off of school and just play in the snow with your friends. I love snow days growing up. They're my favorite thing. I remember, I don't know, do kids still flush ice down the toilet to try to make it snow? I don't know. We totally thought that was going to work when I was a kid. Maybe it does work because I think one time I did it and we did get a snow day the next day. So the tablet I'm working on is an iPad Pro, and the program that I'm using is Procreate. It's very easy to use. I know a lot of kiddos who also use it as well. So if your grown-up has an iPad, you can ask them to download Procreate. You can also draw just on the Notes app, I think. There's not as many colors, but it's still fun. And if you have an Apple Pencil, it makes it really easy to create a lot of different textures and draw squiggly lines very smoothly. So I am just giving her her surprised mouth. Shanique asked, how did you illustrating? Is there anything you enjoy drawing specifically? I've always loved drawing since I was a kid. I think it's just, I have a big imagination and I like to talk a lot, and I just wanted to tell all my friends about what was going on inside my head, but they didn't want to sit around and hear me talk for like 4 hours, right? So it was a lot easier for me to just draw it down on a piece of paper and show them so that they could visually see what I was thinking in my head, which is how I got into drawing. I thought it was really fun to be able to express myself, and was also a really good way to just relax and have fun after doing schoolwork or after helping my family with the chores. And I think the things that I enjoy drawing vary depending on what time of year it is. In general, I really love drawing like human characters, but with like crazy hair or like with like wings. And I love drawing them next to some things that shouldn't exist, like a giant telephone or like a spaceship that's powered on macaroni, just to bring a little bit of that extra oomph to the world that we live in right now. So now I'm all finished with my super surprised Montapus. Oh my gosh, hi, Miss Rebecca. And Miss Rebecca is back to close us out. I love your beret.
I thought I would surprise you with the beret that I found that I have. I thought maybe I could look like Montapus.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's see how you did. That's pretty good. I love that.
Echo, that was amazing. I loved seeing iterations of our character in an all new light. That was amazing. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you for inviting me to draw with you guys.
Yeah, we had fun. I know that we had fun. And that was, yeah. See, Shanique said, amazing. So
Thank you, Shanique.
I think it's also time for the word of the day. So don't say it, type it. Type it into the comments. The first person to think of what the secret word was has to type it into the comments, and it doesn't have to be live. We will monitor these comments later, so just type them in whenever. Whoever the first person is to type them in after the fact, or now, whichever doesn't matter, wins one of our pumpkin products, probably a pumpkin fidget. But yeah, so Thank you so much, Echo. Honestly, it's very cool. I want you to come back and draw all of them. I want you to come and show us how we can do that. I loved also how you did how you explained different ways of giving them different character. I thought that was just very cool. Yeah, Shanique says if you don't get it live, you can get it afterwards if you watch it too. So the secret word. But yeah, I hopefully we'll have you back, and maybe then, I apologize, audience, that we had planned to have a connection with so you can watch Echo draw, which would have been very cool. We wanted to link the drawing pad to the computer and have you watch her live drawing, but just didn't work. So so maybe next time it can work. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who knows? So so please also join us next week. We have who is our guest next week? Yo Ray Me Kids. Oh, this is going to be cool. So she does yoga plus music. So I don't know.
Wow, so cool.
Right? Yeah. So get your comfy pants on, put your floor mat on the floor, and sing and stretch with Rachel from Your Way Me Kids. So again, thank you, Echo, and we'll see you later, and we'll see everyone else hopefully next Friday.
Yay!
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.